I read a story on FB, and I want to share with us parents, especially us mothers, that most time trusts our daughter more than anybody in the world. You hear some parents will say, I know she can never do it. I know my daughter, she will never do it. She can never do it. It is good for you to know she can or she will never. But there is one thing I will want you to know as a parent, the teenagers of this generation, if you think you are smarter than them, then you lie. They have a way of oversmarting you, and this is just natural. It's not because they are stubborn, it's just a way of narrowing, escaping their predicament. What am I saying? If you think your child is innocent, you might be wrong. And if you think your child is smart, fine, you might be right. But one thing is this, they might not be innocent, they might be smart, but you have to know this difference so that you don't lose them, you don't miss them gradually. You see, I read this post on Facebook, and what happened was this girl, every Saturday they go for lesson that they do in school, just extra curriculum at or extra class activities, just to prepare them for their exams. And in the process, every Saturday they go because during the week they are faced with so many activities. So they had to extend the class to weekend. And yes, these parents, because their daughter is in that class, so they decide to say, okay, their daughter should go. But on this fateful day, let me just put it like this, on this fateful day, you find out that the daughter prepared to go to school, just the same way the father too was also preparing to go for his outing that he had made arrangement with some people. But unbeknownst known to the daughter, while the daughter was leaving the home, she carried extra clothes, unbeknownst known to the parents that such a thing was even happening. And she told the parents she was going out, and they bid her farewell. But on getting to the road, according to the story, she entered an uncompleted building and pulled off the clothes she was wearing, changed to another clothes, and somebody came and picked her. It was a well arranged. According to the story, it was her boyfriend. Remember, this girl is still in secondary school and she's preparing to write the external exams. So she went. So they took her to a place, and after spending hours with the boyfriend there, she came out. While she was coming out, the father was also entering that same hotel with his guests to host them. And lo and behold, he saw the daughter with a guy and with another dress entirely, that if not that the face, he wouldn't have recognized his own daughter. And they just looked eyeball and they left. By the time the girl got home, it was a big war. The father was kind of asking, what were you doing there? Is that the lesson? After so many back and front beating and all, they decided to go to school to go and ask what really happened. Was there no lesson that day, according to her? So when they got there, the teacher said, or the people there said, that is how she has been missing classes Saturday. So one of the reasons, since it was not a compulsory class, so there was no reason why they should raise alarm to start alerting parents why their words were not coming for their external class. It was a pathetic one that according to the gist, the mother fainted. But at the end of the day, even while they were beating the girl, asking the girl question, she could not have anything. And one of the things that struck me in the story, it was this, that if they have told her, the mother said, if they have told her that the daughter was acting like this or doing like this, she would have denied it. And that is a story of so many of us parents, especially we mothers, that we so believed our girl child up to the extent that we feel they cannot do wrong. Let me tell you one thing, no matter how gentle that your child is a way, that gentleness is a way of escaping some issues that they don't want to let you know. And most times you see me telling parents, never use the word never for your children, because what they are doing behind you is one thing you can never comprehend. You will never comprehend, because what will bring the rationale of a child that is sent to school, not going to school and going to do something else? And when you ask the parents, oh, the child has gone to school, the child has, she's doing well in school. Meanwhile, you don't even know what your child is doing. And that is why I will tell you is this: no matter how grown up they are, no matter how big they are, the teenagers or on teenagers, the truth is this: they still need your presence, they still need you. Don't leave them alone because you feel that they've grown up alone, they can make their decisions, or to an extent, they don't need you fully. They might not need you fully, but in which aspect are they needing you? And when I was reading it, I was just like, oh, this story is not even new, because when you censor so many things, you find out that that is what a lot of our students are doing, because we don't go, and most times we don't even ask the teachers question. Did my child come to school today? There was a story that also came out like that I read, that the girl will be dropped in school by the parents, and immediately the parents leave, she too, she takes a U-turn and leave the school. Nobody knows where she's going to, until one day the school decided to call her to tell her, is there any place you are sending your child to that you are not letting us know? Because immediately you drop her, she will tell you, oh, they sent me to get this, let me go and get, and that is all for the day. And the mother was kind of, no, I didn't send her anywhere. I'm the one that dropped her in school. So why? And that was when they asked her and did their investigation, they found out that instead of her being in school, she rather go to be with her boyfriend. That brings me to another gist for today. We find out that a lot of us, a lot of us, we are so much strict to our teenagers that in our strictness, they are always looking for a way of escape. When you've not sat down with your child to ask what is the matter, what is it they want, and their life affair, then it becomes a problem. Because at the end of the day, that strictness you are caging that child will look for something to escape his or her predicament. And this most time also mean that we parents, we have more work to do. You see, one of the reasons why most time I don't totally blame parents when I see a child misbehave, because most time the parents must have tried, but the child decide to do otherwise. Another thing why sometimes I still blame parents is this: how is the home front like? Because some of these children, they just want to escape from the home front, and sometimes we parents, we are also the one that enables them to do what they want to do, and this is not good. You see, parents, it is very important that you know your children in and out. Like I said, parenting is not about giving food, it's not about giving clothes and shelter. It is also being present, and not just present, making impact in their life. And like I said in one of my videos, I said those days they will say, give birth to the ones you can train. Now it's give birth to the ones you can control. Because if you don't have control over your children, over your teenager, they will they will outshadow you or past you and be the one controlling you. That is why you go to so many homes. Who are the people in control? The children are the one in control. The parents are just there as figurehead, but the people that actually control the homes are the children. That is why when you go to some people's home, you see the children are the one determining what they want to do, defining themselves, and also telling their parents what to do. To an extent, you need to listen to them, but not in all cases. What happened to no, I don't buy that idea? What happened to no, it cannot be, can we do it this other way? What happened to no, I am your father, I'm your mother, you have to listen to me first. This is how I want it. As long as you are under my roof, I'm still paying your fees, feeding you, and you are sleeping under my roof. What happened to such words? It is not strict, but it's just a way to tell the child that you are still in control. There are some things that the child could be in control of. Yes, some things that you know it is personal to them, they know, but it is not totally in control. You are still there to guide them, to give them one or two reasons why that thing is good and why it is not good. But the major one is you are still in control. So that parent, when I read it, I felt bad because it could have been anybody's child. Yes, it could have been my daughter, it could have been your daughter. And that is one of the reasons why it is important for you not to overprotect your child, because in doing so, you are actually destroying that child. Why am I saying? Imagine imagine a child, you know that that boy has this issue of stealing, and you are protecting that child. Instead of you to seek a way, meet a counselor, look for how to deal with that particular problem, you are protecting the child. Even when people are telling you, madam, look at something is wrong with this child, you are the one telling them that no, nothing is wrong with your child, it's just being childish. It's just a youthful exuberance. That thing might not be youthful exuberance. That thing might be a character and a trait that that child is acting, and you are not seeing it wrong. And that is why you see most parents, they will see their children doing evil and they will still be enabling them, because they feel that, oh, it is just teenager, it will pass, it's just their time. After all, that is what is happening. That is not what is happening, because your child is your child, another person's child is another person's child. Why not deal with it the way it is? Let's come to our boys. You see a boy wearing knicker that is half, and they will tell you they are calling it sagging. And you see a parent letting the child do that in his or her presence. That's what friends they do. It doesn't really matter. Who said it doesn't matter? You see, appearance speaks a lot when it comes to teenager. And I witnessed something, that a teenager was caught by the police. And not that the boy was even, he's not even a fraudster, nothing. But what really happened was the dressing. He was keeping dread, he was dressing rags, and the police felt he was a fraudster, and that was how they picked. I can bet you the amount the parents spent to bring that child out from that police custody, it was not something. After checking everything, and they find out that the boy is not even into the fraudster, is not even a fraudster. Do you know what the police told the parents? You never brought this child up well, and that is bad. It was your negligence that led to this. How can your child, a well-respected parent like you, allow your child to be like this? Sometimes it's one of the things they want to do. You should give them reasons why it is not. Like I will always tell my children, because people are doing it, they are going scot-free, does not mean that when you do it, you will go scot-free. It is not, it doesn't go like that. Oh, it doesn't, because some of them, they might have that luck, they might have the way, and God just being on their side, they made it. But you decide to do it, it becomes a problem. And that brings me to another talk today, is this, that parents, no matter what you do, remember these three things to tell your children. There are people in the hospital, there are people in the prison yard, and there are people in the graveyard. Why am I saying these three places are three important places you should tell your teenagers about? Because sometimes this teaches a great lessons that a lot of things you've been saying will not teach. If you have the opportunity, take them to the hospital, take them to the best ward, the private ward, the ICUs, and tell them these are people that have money. These are people that money cannot save. If possible, if you have, you can take them to the morgue. Let them see that these people were once like you. They have clothes, they have shelter, they have money, they have phones. But at the end of the day, they cannot remember all these things. That is why it is not good to be too attached to something, because at the end of the day, we never own anything. While we are coming, we came in naked and we're also going naked. So why should you do evil just to achieve that? Imagine people, all alive people, just to make money, and forgetting that there are people that have done the same and they have not come back. Or where will it take it? Well, where will that thing take them? The end point is what matters in life. It is better to have a good end than to be rich at the end of the day, have a bad end. This one of the places I believe you should take your child to, or your children, especially your teenagers, if you have the opportunity. Another place is the prison yard. That one is a respecter of nobody. Reason being that both the rich, the poor, the ugly, the small, the big, the mighty, they are all there. It's a world of its own. You are alive, but you cannot leave a certain place. And tell your children, one of the reasons why this place is very important to teach is because you will not understand the power of freedom until you've been to a prison yard. That you can come out, take 1,000, drive and go and come back and sleep on the bed you want to, the food you want to eat, the TV you want to watch, anything you want to do. You can do it freely because you have freedom. But you see this set of people in the prison yard, to be candid with you and to be frank with you, they don't have such freedom. And remember, they once had this kind of freedom you are enjoying, but they misuse it. And that is where you have to tell them that freedom is good, but freedom is expensive. If you think you are free, they ask people in the prison yard how far it has been for them. Then they will tell you, you see, when you go to visit the prison yard, you see them, they will be the one now advising, stay away from trouble. Trouble is not good. See, here we are now. We cannot do anything. We eat, we sleep. That is the food they want to give us. Even sometimes the place we sleep in is even pigs cannot stay there, but we don't have a choice. That is the power of freedom. That is the power that you are being given now, and you want to really misuse it. When you go to the prison yard, then you now know that freedom is actually expensive. Then let's go to the graveyards. That one, both the rich, the mighty, the small, the big, everything under the heaven and the earth goes there. And that is why that thing you are saying, I must get, I must do. A lot of them have houses, a lot of them have mansions, private planes and private jets. But where are they? On the ground. Ground consists of nothing, it's just sand, and that is where they are. There, anybody can walk past it. Imagine somebody that has a jet, imagine somebody that have mansions, and the person is living Mother Earth and cannot go with one, to tell you that nothing is permanent. Not, you own nothing and you go with nothing. Even some people have seen where you will see, they will say they put on the ground with cars, with gold, or did he follow the person there? He did not. The player alone there. At this time, if you have the opportunity, it is very important for you to make sure that you teach your children these three, especially your teenagers, because the teenagers of this generation, what they see, what they want is different from the reality. And once they set their minds to do something, you find out that they tend to achieve it. What it will take them to achieve, they don't care. But what they want is that they achieve it, whether be it negative and positive, they don't care. And that is why you as a parent, you should come in, because it is very important for you to be there to guide them all the way. I will keep saying you cannot do less, because you are the one that bring them up. If they fail, it falls on you. If they succeed, it still comes back to fall on you. So why are you not doing a good parenting? If I may ask, why are you not there? Why are you neglecting the children? Why are you saying, oh, they are teenagers, their mates have risen, their mates can reason and they are not? Everybody knows their child, and you also know your child. With this, I hope I've been able to tell you something to motivate us as parents, that never use the word never, my child cannot. Never use the word it can never be my child, because that child you are defending might just be another something else. Let me not use the word, can just be another something else that is boring. You see, in that their calmness, in that their quietness, they are borrowing something that you will not know. They are using that way to escape your punishment. And people will say, oh, the child is calm, but look inward, it goes beyond that. I hope I've been able to tell you something. Until I come your way next time, please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. I am Omoye Audu. I am saying have a beautiful day.